And Yaya is still going at it. She's like, yo, it doesn't matter if I have it or not. I didn't lay it out with my dad to make a baby. But somehow, he's the one stuck helping me taking care of my child.
How important is fatherhood to you, man?
I'm not really big on it, to be honest.
NBA Youngboy recently got called out by his own child's mother for neglecting his fatherly duties. And now Floyd Mayweather might be prepared to give this young artist a lesson he'll never forget. Let's examine how Youngboy missed his son's birthday while flying out random females and taking them shopping, and why this situation is about to become extremely problematic very quickly. So listen to this. KJ, that's Youngboy and Yaya's 5-year-old son, just celebrated his birthday party. But guess who was absent? His own father, and here's the shocking part. Youngboy was actually in the same city, Las Vegas, when this happened. This isn't about being occupied or having schedule conflicts. This individual was in town and decided not to visit his own son on his birthday. Rather than being present for KJ, Youngboy was supposedly flying out, groupie fans, spending money on other females and their children while his own child was waiting for daddy to appear. We're talking about a 5-year-old boy who likely spent his entire birthday asking, "Where's daddy?" while his grandfather Floyd had to step in and assume the father figure role. What makes this even more disrespectful is that Youngboy had the finances to contribute to the party, but didn't Floyd Mayweather, who's already wealthy beyond imagination, had to pay for his own grandson's birthday celebration because the biological father is too selfish to step up. That's some neglectful behavior that doesn't sit well with anybody, particularly not Floyd. Yaya wasn't going to remain silent about this disrespect, so she went to Twitter and started revealing everything. She began with some indirect comments, tweeting, "The favoritism is crazy," with a laughing emoji. But that was just the beginning. Her next tweet was more straightforward. "I've never heard of someone going to the same state their child lives in and doesn't see them." This tweet revealed Youngboy's location and his decision to ignore his son. She was informing the world that this wasn't about distance. This was about priorities. Then she really confronted him. "You given garden tools money to go shopping and buying garden tools? Jewelry, but still haven't given me money for my son's birthday party? You know who paid for my son's birthday party? My dad." That tweet exposed everything. Youngboy has money to fly out random females, take them shopping, buy them jewelry, but can't even contribute to his own son's birthday celebration. That's the type of situation that got the entire internet discussing. But the tweet that really became viral was this one. "It doesn't matter if I have it or not. I didn't lay down with my dad and make a baby, but somehow he's the one stuck helping me take care of my child." She really expressed what needed to be stated. Floyd Mayweather having to financially and emotionally support a child that isn't even his. Biological connection because the real father is too occupied playing house with other women? That's embarrassing on a completely different level. Yaya also tweeted about how this impacted KJ. "No, it hurt my son's feelings, and it's up with anybody about my child. When a 5-year-old's feelings get hurt on his birthday because daddy doesn't want to see him, that's when this stops being adult drama and becomes about child welfare." Now, here's where it becomes really complicated. While KJ was celebrating his birthday without his father, Youngboy was allegedly in Utah with some groupie fans. One of these females, Chitara, got Youngboy's legal name, Kentrell, tattooed directly on her face. This woman permanently marked herself for a man who's already married with children and can't even appear for his own son's birthday. This Chitara individual has been all over social media displaying her time with Young. She's posting videos from what she claimed was his residence, showing off shopping trips and flaunting the fact that she has access to him while his own son can't even get a phone call. The disrespect was on another level. When Yaya saw pictures of this woman, she tweeted, "A fat white woman. I'm sick to my stomach, actually." Now, body shaming isn't appropriate, but you can comprehend the frustration. Your child's father is missing his birthday to be with some random female who has his name tattooed on her face. That has to be painful. What made this worse was that Youngboy was allegedly taking this groupie shopping, purchasing her jewelry, flying her out, treating her better than he treats his own baby mama and son. Meanwhile, Yaya had to ask her father to pay for KJ's birthday party because Youngboy wouldn't contribute a single dollar. Chitara attempted to respond to Yaya posting something about imagine fixating over a man that don't even want you, but she completely missed the point. This wasn't about Yaya wanting Youngboy back. This was about a mother defending her son's right to have a relationship with his father. The real problem here is the pattern of favoritism Youngboy displays. He has 13 children with different women, but he acts like only his wife Jaslyn's kids matter. She's currently pregnant with what would be their 3rd child together, and from the outside looking in, they act like those are his only children. Jaslyn has been playing the perfect wife role, standing by Youngboy through all his baby mama drama. She posts happy family pictures with their kids while completely ignoring the existence of his other children. Some people respect her for staying loyal, but others view it as enabling his neglectful behavior. Instead of addressing the situation or apologizing to his son, Youngboy posted himself with his wife celebrating their anniversary. This individual really said, "Happy anniversary. I love you forever." While his baby mama is exposing him for being a deadbeat, the audacity is insane. Yaya revealed that KJ hadn't seen his father for 3 months before this birthday incident. 3 months? That's a quarter of a year where a 5-year-old boy was wondering why his daddy doesn't want to see him. Meanwhile, Youngboy is posting daily with his wife's kids like they're the only ones that exist. Youngboy consistently appears for some children while completely ignoring others. He'll fly his wife's children out, take them on trips, post them on social media. But KJ and his other children from different baby mamas get treated like afterthoughts. That type of selective parenting creates trauma that can last a lifetime. Floyd Mayweather had to step up and fill the void Youngboy left. Yaya made it clear in her tweets, "My dad doesn't just help me with KJ financially either. When I tell y'all, my dad really stepped up and is more like a father figure to KJ than a grandfather. He's the one teaching KJ how to be a real man. He's there mentally, physically, emotionally, etc." Floyd built his career on never backing down and protecting what's his. He used to say, "I don't fold under pressure. Great athletes perform better under pressure." Now he's applying that same mentality to protecting his family. Floyd is the type of man who doesn't let disrespect slide, especially when it comes to his bloodline. For a grandfather to have to teach another man's son how to be a man because the biological father is too immature to handle his responsibilities. That's something that doesn't sit right with a legend like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd already raised his own kids. He shouldn't have to raise young boys too. This isn't the first time Floyd has had issues with how Youngboy treats his daughter. People close to Floyd have been saying he never really approved of the relationship, and now this situation with his grandson might be the final straw. Floyd Mayweather isn't the type to let disrespect slide. Floyd isn't just wealthy, he's connected. He has relationships with promoters, venue owners, streaming platforms, and industry executives. If Floyd wanted to make Youngboy's career difficult, he has the power to do it. One phone call from Floyd could get Youngboy blackballed from certain venues or opportunities. Floyd also has respect in the streets that Youngboy doesn't have. Floyd came from the same type of environment as Youngboy, but he elevated himself through discipline and smart business moves. If Floyd decides to address this situation publicly, Youngboy is going to look like a little boy getting checked by a real man. Let's be honest, Youngboy has 13 kids with different women. That's a lot of birthdays to remember, a lot of personalities to manage, a lot of baby mama drama to navigate. But that's exactly why you shouldn't be out here making babies with every female you meet. This situation with Yaya probably has Youngboy's other baby mamas feeling some type of way too. If he's treating Floyd Mayweather's grandson like this, imagine how he's treating the kids whose mothers don't have that type of power and influence. Nisha, Jania, Kaylin, and all the others are probably watching this situation thinking, at least Yaya has a voice and platform to call him out. This situation highlights a bigger problem in hip-hop culture, where having multiple baby mamas is seen as a flex instead of a responsibility. Rappers like future Lil Wayne and now Youngboy treat fatherhood like a hobby instead of a full-time commitment. Even Youngboy's mother tried to defend him on social media, saying he sends money every month and takes care of his responsibilities. But money isn't everything. A child needs emotional support, physical presence, and quality time. You can't just throw money at the situation and think that makes you a good father. Why create these broken family dynamics and then act surprised when the kids grow up with issues? When you have 13 kids and you're only showing love to 3 of them, the other 10 are going to have abandonment issues, daddy issues, and resentment that could last forever. Now, I have to be honest about Yaya's position in all this. She chose this situation. She knew Youngboy already had multiple kids and baby mama drama when she decided to have a child with him. She had access to stable, successful men through her father's connections, but she chose the chaos. Yaya had every advantage in life: money, connections, education, opportunities. She could have dated athletes, businessmen, entertainers who would have treated her like a queen. Instead, she chose to be baby mama number 6 to a rapper with a documented history of chaos. By the time Yaya got with Youngboy, he already had a pattern of getting women pregnant and then moving on to the next one. She watched him do it to other women and thought she would be different. That's a choice that's difficult to understand from the outside looking in. This situation really emphasizes the point that access does not equal discernment. Having money, having resources, or having a famous last name doesn't automatically protect you from bad decisions if you ignore patterns and red flags. The question now is what Floyd is going to do about this disrespect. We're talking about a man who built his career on never taking losses. And now he's watching his grandson get neglected by a rapper who's too occupied with groupies to be a father. Floyd has always been protective of his family. Remember when he had issues with T.I. over some perceived disrespect? Floyd doesn't play when it comes to his loved ones. Now imagine how he's feeling watching his grandson get neglected by some young rapper who thinks he's untouchable. If Floyd decides to make this a bigger issue, Youngboy could find himself in a very uncomfortable position. Floyd has the type of influence that could affect Youngboy's career, his opportunities, and his public image. The Mayweathers don't forget disrespect, and they don't forgive easily. This could affect Youngboy's relationship with his son for years to come. KJ is going to grow up knowing his grandfather cared more about him than his father did. That's going to mess with his head and probably affect how he views relationships and fatherhood when he gets older. While Youngboy's fan base might support him no matter what, the general public, seeing him get exposed for being a neglectful father, isn't a good look. This type of situation can damage an artist's reputation and affect their marketability. At the end of the day, this isn't about rap beef or social media drama. This is about a 5-year-old boy who just wanted his daddy to appear for his birthday. KJ didn't ask to be born into this situation, and he shouldn't have to suffer because his father can't prioritize his responsibilities. The cycle of absent fathers continues because these kids don't have proper male role models in their biological fathers. KJ is fortunate he has Floyd to step up. But what about Youngboy's other kids who don't have that type of support system? This situation should be a warning to other rappers who think they can have kids all over the place and not face consequences. When you disrespect the wrong family's child, you might discover that fame and money can't protect you from real-world consequences. Youngboy might be talented, he might have money, he might have a loyal fan base, but none of that matters if you can't be a father to your own children. And when you disrespect a Mayweather's grandson, you might discover that some consequences can't be avoided with money or fame. Floyd Mayweather spent his whole career teaching people not to underestimate him. Now, he might have to teach NBA Youngboy that same lesson when it comes to respecting his family. And trust me, that's one lesson Youngboy doesn't want to learn the hard way. Youngboy has a choice to make. Step up and be the father kid you deserves, or keep playing games and discover why you don't mess with a Mayweather's family. Either way, this situation is about to teach everybody involved some lessons they won't forget. The streets are watching, the fans are watching, and most importantly, Floyd Mayweather is watching. This isn't just about one missed birthday party. This is about respect, responsibility, and what happens when you think you're too big to face consequences. Floyd built his legacy on never backing down from a fight, and protecting his grandson might be the most important fight of his life.